Hello, relatives. Welcome to this week's Schlagbyte, December 31st, 2007, entitled New Year in the Temple of Heaven. I just got back from my first visit to China. It was an incredible couple of weeks. It's been almost 60 years since the creation of the People's Republic of China, and what it is today is a nation in the middle of breakneck economic growth. Everywhere you look, you can see the boundless energy of commercialism. The streets of Beijing and Shanghai are ringing with Christmas carols. Like us, they recognize how good the spirit of the season is for business. Today's communist government encourages individual ambition. It considers requests from couples wanting to have more than one child. It frowns upon religiosity, but it tolerates some expression. Bridal parties come to the beautiful Catholic church downtown to be photographed in front of its ornate facade. The couple stand shivering in the freezing cold to capture the romance of this special moment because it's what they've seen on TV and in the movies. And after the pictures are taken, nobody goes inside the church. Everybody will talk to you because they want to practice their English, in part for the upcoming Olympic Games and because the number of college students in China has doubled in the last decade, and lots of them study English. In Tiananmen Square, the largest public plaza in the world, I sat for a long time and could still feel the tanks during those bloody pro-democracy confrontations not so long ago. I asked a young English major if there was anything left of the pro-democracy movement, and she said, "We don't talk much about politics here. We trust our leaders. We trust that they are making decisions that are in our best interest." And at first I bristled at this until I recognized the obvious truth, that the citizens of most nations believe that their leadership speaks for them and are willing to march along in patriotic rhythm. The old Chinese culture is everywhere. I mean, if you walk the old streets and smell the coal dust, bargain in the dirt markets, and eat in outdoor food stalls, the palaces and museums are exquisite, and the Forbidden City and Great Wall are awe-inspiring. But the culture didn't come with a soul that I could feel. I didn't feel the spirit of China, actually, until the day before I left. And on that day, my wife explored the Beijing Pearl Market, and I spent the day across the street at the Temple of Heaven. These sacred grounds are the largest open green area in all of Beijing. Built during the 15th century Ming Dynasty, the temple is a three-tiered pagoda that is the largest wooden temple in the world. It is surrounded by other sanctuaries and palaces. These were the spiritual center for the celebrations of the harvest and spring plantings and all the equinoxes. This is where the emperor fasted and the high priests made sacrifice. Outside the walls of the temple are a forest of more than 60,000 trees, 3,500 of which are cypresses over 500 years old. I desperately needed a bathroom, and it seemed easier to just go outside and find a tree, so I entered the woods and immediately became aware that there were small groups of people practicing some form of martial art. Under other trees, I watched people, young and old, walking slowly in a pantomimed motion, lifting their legs slowly and precisely, extending them deliberately before gently placing the foot back down. Each participant held one hand out toward the ground or the tree, the other hand closer to their chest. This is Qigong, an aspect of traditional Chinese medicine that involves the coordination of breathing and movement to tap into healing energies. When I looked around in the forest, I saw that every tree had its own circular path around it. There'd been people walking here a long time. And in my fascination, I forgot that I had to pee, so I decided to walk off and find a tree of my own. So at 6'6", you can imagine I dwarf the average Chinese, and even though I may have looked a bit like a spastic crane, nobody stared at me. Actually, nobody seemed to care. And as I got into the rhythm, I began to feel the roots of the tree underneath my feet, and then I could feel as if the roots were sending breath through my feet. Focusing on the tree, I could feel the energy flow up from my breathing feet into my hands, to my heart, and out my other hand into the tree. After a while, my breath became a little bit labored, and it turned misty in the cold air. And as I tired, I felt that the tree was now breathing its life into me, that it came from the tree into my hand and pumped into my heart and then into my feet, and I felt my steps become lighter. Here, under the Ming cypress trees, I felt the soul of China. Here at the Temple of Heaven, connected to a sustaining spirit that has been the soul of China for centuries. It's a living reminder here at the New Year, relatives. Find a place that connects you to the healing harmony of the universe, and let it lift your body and spirit. I wish you all a Happy New Year, relatives. A happy, healthy, prosperous year filled with growth, insight, and wonder. I say this for all my relations, mitakuye. And as a last-minute notice, for those of you interested in an extraordinary workshop intensive entitled The Dancing Healers, which I'm doing with Brad Keeney on January 13th through the 15th, contact us at the Turtle Island Project info at earthlink.net for a Bring a Friend promo. Looking forward to seeing you. Have a great year.